Yeah.
Yeah.
Flat
Oh,
out, yeah.
today?
I don't know about today, but.
Were you here on the 24th?
I called to order this special city council meeting for February 27th, 2023. Ms. Clerk?
The Westbrook City Council understands, honors, and acknowledges that the city of Westbrook is located on the traditional and unceded homelands and waters of the indigenous people of the Brezumscot River. We recognize that the Wabanaki people have been displaced by the advancement of colonization, yet have belonged to this land for countless generations and thousands of years, and their presence continues in Maine to this day. For roll call, we have Councillor Shaughnessy.
Here.
Vice President Morse.
Here.
Councillor Chow.
Here.
Councillor Raridan.
Here.
Councillor Monroe.
Here.
Councillor Ragange.
Here.
President Turcotte.
Here. Pledge of Allegiance, please. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I really appreciate the administration bringing the pole for us for the flag. It's very helpful. I'm glad the staff doesn't have to hold it. All right. Next is approval of minutes. We have February 6, 2023, City Council and School Committee joint meeting and the regular City Council meeting minutes presented. Are there any questions or concerns? If no questions or concerns, we approve them as they stand. Mayor's message.
Thank you, Madam President. I just have a few announcements this evening. Our Veterans Coffee and Information Sessions continue at the Westbrook Community Center with our next event on March 9th at 9 a.m. At these sessions, our Veteran Service Officer, Artie Ledoux, updates veterans on various issues affecting them, and we hear stories from those present about their service to our country. Also an update, downtown streets were reopened to traffic late last year, returning normal flow to our downtown this winter. Various closures or delays have been taking place in the area for construction deliveries, with tremendous progress being made on the parking garage. In the coming weeks, the final deliveries will be taking place and the large crane will be removed from the site as work continues on the inside of the structures. We encourage everyone to sign up for traffic and construction updates at seeingorangewestbrook.com, and we thank everyone in advance for their patience as we work hard to lay the foundation for Westbrook's future in a safe and efficient manner. Also, just a reminder to everyone that the city's winter parking ban is in effect from November 15th through April 15th, from 12 a.m. to 6 a.m. In addition, we have special winter parking regulations for the downtown. These parking restrictions are necessary to help our public services crews clear the streets and lots in a safe and effective manner. This team does an outstanding job, and we thank them for their continued efforts to keep our roads safe and clean during the winter, despite also being short-staffed. We also want to remind everyone that Discover Downtown Westbrook is hosting Winterfest this year with events on Saturday, March 4th at Riverbank Park from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. They have many exciting activities planned, and we thank them for organizing this event along with the various sponsors for making it possible. Visit their website or Facebook page for more information. Earlier this month, we learned of the loss of community member Alexander Junowitz. Al served our country in the U.S. Air Force and also the city of Westbrook as a member of the city council. He was also involved in many different community organizations and embodied the essence of what serving others truly means in everything he did. We are grateful for his dedication to our community, and our thoughts and prayers are with his family and friends during this time. If you could please join me in a moment of silence in his honor. Thank you. And that's all I had, Madam President.
Thank you very much. City Council messages is next, and I have a just a brief thank you to the Housing Coalition for organizing a wonderful event we had actually in this room last Saturday. Not last Saturday, but the previous Saturday. It was very well attended. I really appreciated Councillor Shaughnessy, Councillor Morse, Councillor Ragange, and Councillor Monroe for attending, not just showing the community that we take the housing concerns and crisis seriously, but also demonstrating to our elected officials who were presenting that day representatives and senators from Augusta that this is a concern, and we're going to continue to pay attention to it and call their attention to it. So thank you very much for organizing, Jen and Liz, and I open it up to the council for any other messages. Yes.
Yeah, I want to echo what you said to say, Councilor Monray and the team for really organizing that event. I got to the parking lot and I thought, maybe, am I missing something here? We have a festival. So this room was packed and was really well attended. I was also impressed with how much information we learned from the presenters about what's happening in Augusta. So it was great. So thank you for doing that. It's a critical need that we have, not only here in Westbrook, but in Maine in general. So thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Mr. Shaughnessy?
Yeah, I would like to echo that and also say just how much courage it took some of those people to come up and speak, and how, I mean, really enlightening it was and touching. And I just want to really, I don't know who they are in specific, but thank them for coming forward at that time.
Agreed, thank you. Any other messages? All right, student representative update.
Thank you. I just wanted to let you know, over students' February break this past week, Westbrook High School's own boys varsity basketball attended their playoff games. Fourth-seeded Westbrook started the game on a 16-3 run and went on to 72-31 victory over number 5, Greeley, in the Class A Boys South Basketball quarterfinals. Saturday night at the Portland Expo, which advanced them to semifinals. Unfortunately, Westbrook boys fell short to top-ranked Falmouth, which left them with a score 52-33. Westbrook girls varsity basketball, seeded number 8, also made it to quarterfinals Monday, where they were defeated by Class A's number 1 Brunswick with a score of 31-58. Tomorrow night at Blaze's Burgers, they will be raffling off gift baskets that are on display. You can partake to support Westbrook High School's chamber singers in their trip to Chicago to perform. Also, this Friday, the chamber singers will be hosting a spaghetti dinner, as well as providing entertainment from 6 to 8 p.m. in the WHS cafeteria. Tickets are $10 for adults, $5 for children under 12.
Thank you very much. We open it up to public comment, our first public comment of the evening. Anyone would like to speak on any issue? All right, unfinished business, we have none. Orders of the day, we have none. So new business. Resolve 2023-04, approving Westbrook Housing Authority constables. What are the wishes of the council? Mr. Shaughnessy.
I'll move Resolve 2023-04, approving Westbrook Housing Authority constables, that the Westbrook City Council hereby approves the appointments of Hillary Elizabeth Moen and April Caraccio, and the reappointment of Kristen Spiller, Brittany Rule, and Barbara Soloway as constables of the City of Westbrook for terms expiring on January 31st, 2024, pending the receipt of required bonds and subject to the condition that constables are prohibited from carrying any weapon, concealed or unconcealed, during the performance of duties. This is the first and final reading.
Do we have a second? Mr. Chow, any discussion on this item? No discussion. This is by a roll call, please.
Counselor Shaughnessy?
Yes.
Vice President Morse?
Yes.
Counselor Chow?
Yes.
Counselor Reardon?
Yes.
Counselor Monroe?
Yes.
Counselor Ragange?
Yes.
President Turcotte?
Yes. Orders, one reading required. Order 2023-17, amending emergency medical services billing collections contract with Thomas Agency. What are the wishes of the council? Mr. Morse?
Move the approval order 2023-17, amending emergency medical services billing collections contract with Thomas Agency, that the Westbrook City Council hereby authorizes the mayor or his designee to enter into an amended agreement with the Thomas Agency of Westbrook, Maine for emergency medical services, billing collection services is outlined in the attached exhibit.
Do we have a second? Mr. Reardon, discussion? Mr. Foley.
Thank you, Madam President. Just wanted to quickly mention an example of the value with us having a deputy chief of the fire department that focuses on emergency medical services. Our deputy chief, Brian Lagerman, has more of a focus on these various issues, and as part of his efforts, he was able to work with the Thomas Agency to reduce their collection fee from 30% to 15%, which at the end of the day results in the city receiving more of any delinquent rescue billing account. So just want to show that there is value in having this position and have more of a focus on emergency medical services, and we thank him for his efforts. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you. Anyone else? This is Order 2023-17, amending emergency medical services billing collections contract with Thomas Agency, moved by Councillor Morse and seconded by Councillor Reardon. By roll call, please.
Councillor Shaughnessy?
Yes.
Vice President Morse?
Yes.
Councillor Chow?
Yes.
Councillor Reardon?
Yes.
Councillor Monroe?
Yes.
Councillor Ragange?
Yes.
President Turcotte?
Yes. Next is Order 2023-18, approving memorandum of understanding with Westbrook School Department regarding school resources officers. What are the wishes of the council? Mr. Reardon?
Thank you. I move for first and final reading for orders number 2023-18, approving memorandum of understanding for the Westbrook School Department regarding school resource officer, that the Westbrook City Council authorizes the mayor or his designee to enter into a memorandum of understanding of the Westbrook resource officer for the Westbrook, understanding the school resource officer for the Westbrook School Department as outlined in the attached exhibit.
Moved by Councillor Reardon, seconded by Councillor Monroe. Discussion on this item? Any questions? No questions. Order 2023-18, approving memorandum of understanding with Westbrook School Department regarding school resource officers, moved by Councillor Reardon and seconded by Councillor Monroe. By roll call.
Councillor Shaughnessy?
Yes.
Vice President Morse?
Yes.
Councillor Chow?
Yes.
Councillor Reardon?
Yes.
Councillor Monroe? Yes. Councillor Ragange?
Yes.
President Turcotte?
Yes. Order 2023-19, accepting the unappropriated funds for the an unappropriated funds report for the second quarter fiscal year 2023. What are your wishes? Councillor Ragange?
I move order number 2023-19, accepting the unappropriated funds report for the second quarter FY 2023, that the Westbrook City Council hereby accepts the enclosed unappropriated funds report for the second quarter FY 2023 in accordance with Order 2021-121. First and final reading is today.
All right, do we have a second? Councillor Chow? Any discussion? Yes.
I want to thank the administration and all the department heads for preparing this unappropriated funds report. I know it's a little extra work, but we do appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments? This is Order 2023-19, accepting the unappropriated funds report for the second quarter fiscal year 2023, moved by Councillor Ganji, seconded by Councillor Chow. By roll call.
Councillor Shaughnessy?
Yes.
Vice President Morse?
Yes.
Councillor Chow?
Yes.
Councillor Reardon?
Yes.
Councillor Monroe? Yes. Councillor Ragange?
Yes.
President Turcotte?
Yes. Next is final order, one reading required, Order 2023-20, authorizing settlement and easement agreements related to 25 Cumberland Street. What are your wishes? Mr. Morse?
With the approval of Order 2023-20, authorizing settlement and easement agreements relating to 25 Cumberland Street, that the Westbrook City Council authorizes the mayor to execute the settlement agreement and release with Coin Operated Properties LLC and the sewer easement and release agreement with Coin Operated Properties LLC, and to take all other action necessary to resolve the pending litigation in Coin Operating Properties LLC versus the City of Westbrook.
Order 2023-20, moved by Councillor Moores, seconded by Councillor Shaughnessy. Any discussion on this item? No discussion? Any public comments? None? By show of hands, please. I'm sorry, but a roll call, please.
Counselor Shaughnessy?
Yes.
Vice President Morse?
Yes.
Counselor Chow?
Yes.
Counselor Reardon?
Yes.
Counselor Monroe?
Yes.
Counselor Reganji?
Yes.
President Turcotte?
Yes. Orders to readings required. First reading, Order 2023-21, authorizing additional expenditure for Bridge Street paving project. What are your wishes? Mr. Reardon?
Thank you, Madam President. I move for first reading for order numbers 2023-21, authorizing additional expenditures for Bridge Street paving project, that the Westbrook City Council hereby authorizes the additional expenditures of $19,425.49 to the Maine Department of Transportation for the Bridge Street paving project for an updated total project cost of $343,299.83, and funds are in the stated account.
Thank you. This was moved by Counselor Reardon, seconded by Counselor Chow. Any discussion? Any questions from the public? This is Order 2023-21. By show of hands, please. All those in favor? Any opposed? All in favor, none opposed. Order 2023-22, authorizing Maine DOT utility agreement. What are the wishes of the council? Counselor Shaughnessy?
I'll move order 2023-22. Sorry about that.
Counselor Shaughnessy?
At authorizing the Maine DOT utility agreement, that the Westbrook City Council hereby authorizes the mayor and his designee to enter into an agreement with the Maine Department of Transportation for a utility receivable agreement for the Spring Street paving project in the total of $77,400. Funds are available in the stated budget line.
Thank you. Seconded by Counselor Reardon. Discussion? Questions? Questions from the public? There are none. Order 2023-22, authorizing Maine DOT utility agreement. By show of hands, all those in favor? Any opposed? All in favor, none opposed. Next is Order 2023-23, authorizing fiscal year 24 animal shelter contract with the Animal Refuge League of Greater Portland. What are your wishes? Mr. Reardon?
Thank you, Madam President. I move for first reading for orders numbers 2023-23, authorizing FY 2024 animal shelter contract with the Animal Refuge League of Greater Portland, that the Westbrook City Council hereby approves the attached annual agreement between the City of Westbrook and the Animal Refuge League of Greater Portland for the care of stray, abandoned, and unwanted animals at the cost of $26,520 for the period of July 1st, 2023 through June 30th, 2024. Funds are stated in the budget account.
All right, do we have a second for that? Counselor Monroe? Any discussion? Order 2023-23, by show of hands, all those in favor? All, any opposed? We have all in favor, none opposed. Order 2023-24, authorizing purchase of Zetron radio PC workstations for public safety dispatch. What are the wishes of the council? Mr. Morse.
With the approval of Order 2023-24, authorizing purchase of Zetron radio PC workstations for public safety dispatch, that the Westbrook City Council hereby authorizes the purchase of 5 Zetron PC workstations from Radio Communications Management at the total cost of $13,710 as outlined in the attached exhibit, with funds available in the stated budget line.
Do we have a second? Mr. Reardon, discussion? Any questions? No questions. 23-24, authorizing purchase of Zetron radio PC workstations for public safety dispatch, moved by Councilor Morse, seconded by Councilor Reardon. All those in favor? Any opposed? All in favor, none opposed. Order 2023-25, authorizing purchase of unmanned aerial vehicle for the police department. What are the wishes of the council? Mr. Shaughnessy.
Move order 2023-25, authorizing purchase of unmanned and aerial vehicle for the police department. That the Westbrook City Council hereby authorizes the purchase of a DJI Matrix 30T unmanned aerial vehicle, software, accessories, and DSLR pros of Chatsworth, California. the low bidder for the total purchase price of $16,259. Funds are available in the budget line.
Thank you. We have a seconded by Counselor Reardon. Any discussion or questions? No questions. Order 2023-25, authorizing purchase of unmanned aerial vehicle for the police department. Moved by Counselor Shaughnessy, seconded by Counselor Reardon. All those in favor? Any opposed? All in favor, none opposed. 2023-26, authorizing purchase of in-car cameras for new police vehicles. What are the wishes of the council? Mr. Uganji?
I move order number 2023-26, authorizing purchase of in-car camera for new police vehicles, that the Westbrook City Council hereby authorizes the purchase of 4 Motorola M-500 in-car video recording system from Motorola Solutions, Inc. of Chicago, Illinois, for a total purchase price of $32,480 as outlined in the attached exhibit. Funds are available in the revenue line.
All right, do we have a second? Mr. Morse? Any discussion or questions? No. Order 2023-26, authorizing of in-car cameras for new police vehicles, moved by Counselor Morse and, Uganji, and seconded by Counselor Morse. Did I get that right? Right. All those in favor? Any opposed? All in favor, none opposed. And the final order of the day is Order 2023-27, amending the land use ordinance to add restaurant class 3 as a conditional use in the Gateway Commercial District. What are the wishes of the council? Come on, we can do it. Mr. Morris?
Move the approval of Order 2023-27, amending the land use ordinance to add restaurant class 3 as a conditional use in the Gateway Commercial District, that the Westbrook City Council hereby amends the Westbrook Code of Ordinances Land Use Ordinance Chapter 335 to add restaurant class 3 as a conditional use in the Gateway Commercial District and create general provisions for this use.
All right, do we have a second? Counselor Chow, any questions on this item? Yes.
Just noting for the record that this item will require a public hearing, which will take place on Monday, March 6th at 7 p.m. during the regular city council meeting.
Thank you very much. Any questions, Mr. Chow?
Yes, thank you. Could we get a short summary of what this order is doing, just so we can let the public know nothing dramatic's happening?
Sure. If the planning director wants to speak, or do we want to have the applicant speak? Sure, the applicant is here and can speak on the issue.
Thank you. Members of the council, my name is Jim Katsafikis. I'm attorney with Perkins Thompson and representing the applicant in this matter. What the applicant is looking for is to be able to put a beer garden on the site at Rock Row. This is a use that actually was approved by the planning board last year, but the concept then was for a Class 2 restaurant, which is allowed in that district. A Class 3 is what it turns out is needed in order to bring this project ahead. And Class 3, although it exists under the Westbrook ordinance, is not yet permitted in that zone. So we are asking the City Council to amend the ordinance to allow Class 3 restaurants in the Gateway Commercial Zone, which also becomes part of the Rock Row contract zone zoning. So that's the request, that's the reason for it, and I'd be glad to answer any questions you might have.
I do have a question about the details as to why it's needed to move it forward.
Yes. Well, conceptually, it was going to be a restaurant with food service, and then the change has been to having a drinking establishment, but also with food trucks. And so what we were told by the state was that that would require a different sort of license, and therefore it wouldn't necessarily be one for an establishment that has a large amount of food sales. Food would just be a small portion of it. So that's why
So the alcohol is the majority of the use?
It is more of a tasting room sort of thing, a brew pub, if you will, but more like a tasting room. And so in that essence, food is secondary. Because of that, the only thing that the only use that really is compatible under the Westbrook ordinance would be the Class 3 restaurant, which unfortunately is only allowed in the contract Zone 8 right now, even though it's defined in the ordinance. So we're creating a space for that use in this district.
Could the administration or the police department, police chief speak to that location and if that would cause any issues?
So at this point, there's not an application
Right.
for the license.
Right.
This is just to allow the use to take place. So I know it's Rock Row is the ultimate applicant, and I think they're working with a vendor who's going to come forth with a license, which will go through our standard review process, which will include review from the police department. But the chief can
Right.
maybe speak to any concerns he may have.
Oh, I don't have any concerns. These things we play, play them week to week, month to month, to see
Right.
when an establishment opens, what kind of calls we're getting. And usually we get a good relationship with the bar owners or the business owners, and we can work through problems. And if we can't, obviously, when they come up for renewal, that's when we'd be here to say, hey, please deny them. So
Right.
that's usually how it works.
And I understand that this is not specific to the Rock Row, but they are the applicant, and that would be the end result of, that they are trying to achieve. So, any other questions? Yes.
So, Gateway, just for instance, if the bowling alley wanted to have it in their parking lot and had some food trucks, and, because I believe they have liquor, that would be, if this was passed, that'd be permissible, right?
I think they'd have to apply for that type of
Correct,
license.
yeah.
Which it could be possible, but they'd have to go through that review process.
Right, because I'm looking at all the areas in that gateway that if we do change that, we could potentially have quite a few
Applicants?
events going on at the same time in that area,
I think the
as
planning,
long as they get their license.
yeah, the planning director might be able to add some information on
Sure.
that.
I mean, is this just gonna be for Rock Row, or is it for everyone?
It's a district standard.
Excuse me?
It's a district standard.
Okay.
So anywhere in the Gateway Commercial District, this use could be a permitted use. And under that premise, we looked at other types of uses that we already have in our ordinance that are not necessarily identical, but are similar. And those would be artisan food and beverage, which is our tasting room ordinance and definition, and also bottle clubs. So we looked through those two specific general provisions that exist for those uses, and what we did was we incorporated some general provisions for this use as well. Considering that we have the RGA 1 district line, which would be essentially the other side of Lee Dodge. So we have that neighborhood line that if Lee Dodge was to change over and be something else, we have put in a provision that the restaurant Class 3 use shall not be permitted within 300 feet of any RGA 1 district line or a public school in existence at that time. That piece happens to reside in another section, not that we have a public school right now in the Gateway Commercial District. And also that for the purposes of this section, the distance shall be measured from any portion of the RGA 3 use, inclusive of all indoor-outdoor areas where alcohol is either sold or consumed to the parcel line of the above-mentioned use or district line. And so the concern raised by the planning board was if there are outdoor patios, we wouldn't want those patios to be right up against existing residential areas. And so there should be a buffer distance. So that is what was incorporated as a general provision to address that problem. Excuse me.
Okay. Yeah, I don't have any more questions right now.
Anyone else?
And this, we have to have a public hearing on this, correct?
Yes, at the next meeting.
Yeah. Any other questions? All right, no questions. This is Order 2023-27, amending the land use ordinance to add restaurant Class 3 as a conditional use in the Gateway Commercial District. By show of hands, all those in favor? Any opposed? All in favor, none opposed. Public comment is next. Anyone could speak on any issue for 3 minutes and under, and I have a timer. Are you raising your hand, Councilor Ganji?
No.
All right, we have no public comment, no committee referrals, committee reports. We do have a motion to enter into executive session pursuant to 1 MRSA Section 4056C regarding economic development matters where premature disclosure would prejudice the competitive or bargaining position of the city, and pursuant to Section 4056E to discuss pending litigation, inviting the mayor, city administrator, assistant city administrator, city clerk, finance director, economic development director, director of planning and code enforcement, and city solicitor. Do we have a motion to enter into the executive session? We do. Do we have a second? Yes. All those in favor? All in favor and unopposed. We are in the executive